Hello guys, welcome back to another video. This is Thank God It's Football. We are now here with our second series where we are talking about what to look forward to for each club in the season 2021. And we're going to start off this video by talking about two Uniteds, Leeds United and Manchester United. So we're going to start off by talking about Leeds United here. First of all, many congratulations to Leeds United coming back in the Premier League after 16 goddamn years. And Shikar, so what is the thing you're looking forward for Leeds?
Uh, Obviously, I am actually really excited, to play Leeds United for the United versus Leeds United, but obviously because I'm a United fan. Other than that, we've all seen what a great coach Bielsa is, so I think he's definitely gonna keep them probably in the top 10 according to me. And they've already signed Rodrigo from this thing from the La Liga for 30 million, which I think is a brilliant signing.
And it
Although
is that well,
Yeah, although they've lost Ben White, so I think that might affect them because he was the one who was anchoring their defense last season. So according to me, I mean, it's gonna be a good season. I mean, it's gonna be an interesting season to watch.
one player I'm personally looking forward to from Leeds is Calvin Phillips. Recently got his England called up. What an amazing CDM he is. Born and brought up Leeds United player. Your views about him?
He's good. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, see, right now with Ben White gone, Phillips will have an even bigger role to play.
Yes, that's true.
He has to
And
keep
and
winning the position back and stuff.
and if I'm not wrong, Leeds are linked to Callum Chambers from Arsenal as well. You think he'll be able to fit into the Ben White role?
That's something we just have to wait and look forward to. I mean, see, for me personally, any Arsenal defender is just a gamble that you have to take at the end of the day.
And Marcelo Bielsa's style of high press, he demands 100% fitness from his players for throughout the season. You think will they be able to keep up the game in the Premier League from game 1 to game 10?
I really don't know about that because, like we said, he has a high press game, but again, this is the Premier League, the most intense league in the goddamn world. So
I
you
know,
never know
and
what's going to happen.
and in his the amount of intensity Bielsa demands from his players is next level.
Yeah,
You saw that in the league, his first season at Leeds. With every other game they had one injury to deal with, injury issue to deal with.
yeah. I
It's
mean,
and
it was impressive how they dealt with the injuries all the way, though.
that is also correct. And now, since Rodrigo is here, what does this mean for Patrick Bamford?
I really think it won't really make a difference because Bamford has already proven himself. I think he's a pretty good player and he's proven himself in England. Obviously not in the Prem, but in England. So I mean, it's just
Yeah,
something we have to look forward to.
yeah. And what else? Where do you think Leeds will finish next season then?
I think
You
somewhere
already said top half. Give me a number: six, seven, eight, nine,
I
10.
I think they'll have kind of like a Sheffield United season. Sheffield United 1920. I think 8th, 9th, 10th, one of those is theirs.
I'm personally looking forward to the matches at Ellen Road. It's gonna be real fun.
Yeah.
Given Leeds rivalry with almost every other club in the Premier League, I feel sad fans cannot attend at least the first half of this season because
Yeah.
atmosphere at Ellen Road is something totally
It's
different.
gonna be lit, yeah. I mean, they've been waiting 16 years to come back into the Prem. The fans deserve to watch their team. And
At
I
least
mean,
the
see,
opening game, come on.
as as you know, as a United fan, I'd rather watch a Leeds United, United play Leeds United twice rather than I'd watch, United play Watford twice or something like that. So I'm like really excited for what's gonna happen.
Yes,
Obviously, all
and
the banter among the fans is
I
gonna
know.
be fun to
And
watch.
the, the thing about Leeds is their fans. They have amazing fans. One
Passion.
one that's the only football club from Leeds. So you expect that kind of support for the club.
Yep. I think that's about it
And
about Leeds.
yeah, I think that's for Leeds United. And let's move on to our next team for tonight. your favorite club, Manchester United. So Shrika, what is the most exciting thing you're looking forward for next season?
See, I just really hope we, continue the post-lockdown form, which obviously seems tough now considering the situation of, Wan-Bissaka quarantining himself and Pogba quarantining himself. Other than this, I mean, I
If I'm
don't,
not wrong, Martial as well.
sorry, you broke.
If I'm not wrong, Martial as well. He's also tested positive, right?
No. I mean, that was a fake news that I just saw.
Oh,
Yeah. So,
okay.
other than that, the other problem at hand right now is the signing situations. I don't see any solid, news about any signings, whereas Chelsea are on a roll, aren't they?
The thing is, I think I told this to you before also. I don't want United to go after Jadon Sancho. I want them to develop Mason
Greenwood.
Greenwood as much
Yeah,
as possible. I love that guy's game. He can finish with both his feet. He can cross. He can shoot. He can do anything
he's
and
fucking
everything
brilliant.
that Sancho can.
He's too good. He's too good. I mean,
He should,
he's a gem of a find. He is really a gem of a find. And I am
and
really
if I'm,
excited for the front three though. I mean, if Greenwood, Martial, Rashford keep up the way they do, it's gonna be lit. But then that's the thing. I mean, see, Greenwood is fit and he's gotten this England call up. I'm really happy about that. But then Rashford is again, had an injury, an ankle injury. So I don't know what's the scene with that.
I think they probably need a backup player, someone like a Jan Mata who can play any of the three positions, who can play in any position in the front three.
Yeah.
That would be good for them to keep everyone on their toes. And given the amount of fitness you should maintain during this time, this Corona time where you're gonna have matches week in, week out, and even midweek matches, it is important to have fit players and options on the bench as well.
I
So
am
if
definitely happy about Dean Henderson, though. He's finally in Old Trafford and he's signed a 6-year contract. So I'm damn happy. He's going to challenge De Gea for the number one shirt, so, number one jersey. So it's going to be fun looking at their competition too.
And what's the situation about a centre back? Are you guys getting one or no this time?
Centre back. I mean, obviously the Gabriel thing was a bust. I mean, Arsenal just got him, but I think United have gotten a bid rejected for Badiashile from Monaco. I think they bid for 25 million. Leverkusen's also in the race, so I'm not sure how that's going either. So I mean, I really want a pacey centre back to complement Maguire, and the Maguire situation is like really messed up right now with the whole Greece thing.
Hmm. I know the yeah.
Yeah.
So are you not like happy with Lindelof?
See, that's the thing. I mean, I just don't see Maguire and Lindelof complementing each other. Individually, they're two really good centre backs. They're good. They're both really good aerially. But then the high line that United maintains, no one falls back as quickly. And we always need a centre back who complements each other. Now,
I know.
yeah.
I get it. And what's the situation about left back? How's Luke Shaw doing? And any
Luke
expectations
Shaw,
at position?
obviously, I mean, I just want Luke Shaw to maintain his fitness at the end of the day. I mean, fitness, I also mean his body by that. But he's pretty injury prone, and Brandon Williams is a right footed left back, which I really don't want. There are rumors about Reguilon, but I don't see that happening. I mean, I don't see Real Madrid letting him go anytime. So, yeah,
They
that's about it.
themselves need depth this season. I
Yeah, I
mean,
mean,
Papa said he's not gonna make
yeah, he's
signings. That
not
is a
gonna
new
make
thing.
signings.
That is a totally new thing.
Yeah. Or else, they just go for 5 players in a month and then that's it.
That is just how Real Madrid do business now.
Yeah.
Where do you think they're gonna finish next season? Realistically,
I am expecting a top four finish, man. I mean, the way the team has definitely settled down. It's just the defense that's a little shaky. But then I think the team has settled down, and with now with a solid keeper other than De Gea, and I think De Gea is gonna step up this season with this thing. So
I
I
know.
a top four finish is imminent.
And I forgot to ask this earlier. This is going to be the first full season for Bruno Fernandes. If he continues his form, what he had from January, I think Kevin De Bruyne's record is in trouble. What do you say?
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be damn fun watching them, isn't it? I mean, two very good playmakers. Finally, someone giving like the right competition to KDB. It's gonna be damn fun watching them. It was always Pogba versus KDB, whereas Pogba wasn't
I
really
know.
available most of the time. Now Bruno is, and it's gonna be really fun to watch.
So, and we'll stick to United's midfield. Who do you think is going to play the holding role? Is it going to be Matic or is it going to be Fred or are they going to be rotated?
See,
Your personal
personally
thought.
asked, I really want them to develop. I really want Michael Carrick to develop McTominay because McTominay has got it. He's got the physique with the mindset, and he's like the man born and bred. So I just love that guy. I mean, I just love that guy. You know how much I love him. Other than
No,
that,
I know,
I
no.
mean, I I think it's gonna be Matic. I mean, they just extended his contract. So I really think it's gonna be Matic because or else it's just a waste of an extension. But I think Matic and Carrick will be molding McTominay and Fred together, so that they can keep, they can just hold well and hold on to the
That
position
is.
as well.
And you think Pogba can continue with this box to box role?
Ah, see, I mean, I've always said one thing about Pogba. He's a brilliant player. And Perlo said they were surprised when Man United let him go for free. I mean, and we bought him back. And see, that's the thing. Pogba never had someone to play with in the midfield. Now he does. Now he really has someone to play with in the midfield and someone who, plays like Pogba, with all the fancy passes and shit. So I really see these both complementing each other well. And, the corner kick goal that Pogba scored outside the D,
I
it
know.
was something really improvised and it was never made. Only these both thought of it and did it, and that was beautiful. So I think, yeah, Pogba is really liking his football right now, and he's really looking forward to play with Sancho. So I think Sancho also might come. That's still that's still out in the
That's
air.
still your
But
hope, I know. Uh,
I
but
just
one thing
hope
that
for any transfers at all, man, any transfers at all at this point.
one thing that fascinates me about Bruno is his fitness. I don't know how he does it. He comes in, week out, plays 90 minutes, and next game he's there with full energy, playing 90 minutes again within 3 days. I don't know how he does that.
He's brilliant. I mean, even for Lisbon, he's played all 38 games, and apparently he's told Solskjaer that he's willing to play about 60 games a year, with 60 games in a season. That's
That's
brilliant.
huge. That's huge. And what are your Champions League expectations since you've qualified this season?
Yeah, we have. Yeah, Champions League expectations. I really don't know, man. I mean, it's gonna be tricky as hell. Obviously, it's gonna be tricky. I mean, you see
That is
clubs
why I
like
like the Champions League.
you
I
see
know.
people like Haaland emerging out of nowhere, scoring hat tricks and hat tricks, in clubs like Salzburg. So you don't know what to expect from the league anymore. You see, I mean, there's Bayern Munich at the end of the day. God damn it, that squad. I mean, is there a weak link in that squad? I don't see it.
And then there is this trend which is happening now these days. It started from Ajax. Every year, one underdog making a great run.
I
Ajax,
I swear,
Lyon,
yeah.
Atlanta. So next season also we can expect an underdog as well.
And then it's definitely gonna be fun, looking at Barca and Messi, man, Messi. God damn it, if he
We
comes
leave
to
that.
City.
We leave that to another video. We
Yeah.
leave that to another video for now.
Yes.
And we'll stick to United.
Yeah.
So anything else you want to add?
That's
Speaking of
about it.
United.
I think we've spoken everything that is to be spoken of. I mean, apparently, I just got to know tonight that Van de Beek might be signing. I mean, Van de Beek has been left out of the Ajax squad because of transfer developments, is what the manager said. And Barca, I mean, Fabrizio tweeted that Barca is not looking for Van de Beek. So it's either a Real or Manu is what talks are. So I hope for fuck's sake that it's United, man.
I know. And he is a really good player and versatile as well.
Yep,
He'll keep everyone on their feet in the front three. That is what
definitely.
I feel.
Yes.
And so On that note, let's just end this video for Manchester United and Leeds United. Thank you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Stay safe, stay home. Please like, share, and subscribe. And stay tuned to more videos coming up.